Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, I was noticing in the monitor, it looks like we're going to have a sunrise to see this morning, but it's just going to rise up into a clear sky. Earlier this morning I checked the weather and it looks like we're supposed to have sunshine for the next few days. That'll be alright, but it's very, very cold. Yeah, it's just not warming up. We are still minus 24.7 at the moment. Yeah, so okay, so what are we going to do here today? Let's not talk about the weather. First of all, I don't want to forget, get ready for Missy the dog. That's important. All right, we are ready for Missy the dog. Now, these little connections, they should be about as strong as they're going to get here. Alright, get our holder downers out of the way. And if you remember, we were just going to move this one little part so that it's centered and then put a little bit of glue here. And the key phrase is little bit. Now, speaking of glue, one of the viewers was asking me how well, or something to the effect of how well do these syringes stand up to the extra thin, or how long do they last? Well, I find I've never really checked it. Like, I don't, when I put a new syringe on, I don't really write down the date, but I'm guessing 2 weeks, maybe a month. But what happens is the little rubber plunger that's on the inside there, the extra thin seems to deteriorate the rubber. It doesn't seem to affect the plastic at all. So what I do is I take and I keep the needle that I've filed the sharp point off, and I just change it. Like, I was noticing yesterday, it seemed to be binding a little bit, and when I pulled it out, the shaft part of it actually pulled out of the rubber because the rubber was stuck up in here. Now, I did eventually get it, so maybe I'll start reusing this one again. But I was going to just replace it. And what I'll do is I'll just take and I'll throw the needle into the sharps box, and I'll just put the old needle back on. And hey, these things are really cheap. You can get them off Amazon. I forget, I bought a package of 20 or whatever 2 or 3 years ago when I started using this system. And they're really, really cheap. Yeah, so I find they're pretty handy. What can sometimes happen, though, and you have to watch out, is if it seems to be binding when you're shoving it in, and you keep pushing harder and harder and harder and harder, and then all of a sudden it goes. So it's almost best to take and get it loosened up before you're going to use it. You know, at least if I think of it, I do that. And then you know, try and get the air bubble out of it, because what will happen is that if you've got a lot of air in here, even though yes the glue is down at the needle, the air will have a tendency to compress, and you get a sponginess. It's not quite as precise. I know what I'm trying to say, but you don't. Okay. One of the viewers was thinking that it looked like the rudders on the back of the submarine. One of them was crooked. It was the way the way the shadows and everything were back there. The rudders are fine. So yeah. But I went and I looked at that exact same clip that you mentioned, and yeah, it looked like I'd maybe caught the rubber and bent it over or something. Okay. And about the Red Devils. Okay, yesterday I was saying that we're probably not going to have to lay the sub over on its side. Yes, we are, because those are important. And I've got them on the decal. The decal is over there somewhere. And may as well try and put them on. I think if I'm very, very careful, I'll be able to do it. Somebody else I was talking about, I didn't know where to start, you know, like which piece to put on first, and somebody made the suggestion, start at the middle and work your way out, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's move on here today. we've talked about everything. The weather, Missy the dog, the decals, the broken rudders, which aren't broken. Yeah, let's move on and try and get some more done. You know, it might be a good idea to do the decal first, and that way I won't have a whole bunch of stuff sticking up off the deck like a porcupine's quills, you know, that I'm going to accidentally break off. So I think what I'll do is I'll just recompose. I'll get my little foam blocks back here, and we'll just lay it over on its side. And let's do the decals, at least on the side that's visible. Yeah. Okay, before we lay this on its side, we got to finish up here, get this glued in place. And I'm hoping that these connections right here don't pull loose when I move this over, because we're good to go. It's pretty much centered. Let me put on stronger glasses here. Okay, that's pretty much got it. Now we're just going to moisten it from the far side. Maybe that's too much. Oh! I'm probably going to have to repaint. Now, speaking of repainting, I think it was Mark, Aussie Frenchman Mark. He was suggesting, at least I think this is what he was talking about. You can see all the way along here. These places like that, they're all the way along the entire seam. And he would suggest, why don't you just take and put some masking tape and just mask that top off and just paint the entire thing. And in this case, it would be with the number 77, because that's what our deck is. It's a 77. This is, doesn't seem to be wanting to glue in the right place here. There we go. Okay, I got it centered now. I'm looking straight down on it so I can see. I don't think I want to try and put any more on there. I think we got a bit of melding going on, and as long as I don't catch this on anything, it's not going to... Okay, let's just recompose here a little bit, and I'll talk about the problem that I think I'm going to have with the decal. In fact, I know I am. Okay, I have not cut the decal out yet, but it looks like I should be able to cut it out pretty close to the figure. Now here's something of interest. This one right here, obviously that was supposed to go on something and I missed it. It's too late now. It's probably some sort of instrument. It's on the inside. Anyway, and then some of these other smaller ones, I actually chose not to put them on. But here's my dilemma. This has to go partially on the top of this railing and partially on the bottom of it. So I got to sort of tuck it in behind, if you know what I mean. I think I can do it. Yeah, I think I can do it. Okay, let's get the sub laid on its side. I don't know, would it be easier to work at it from this way or to turn the sub and work on it this way? I don't want to accidentally be catching on the parts here. Oh, this thing here, that's a direction finder loop. And the idea, I think, is it would recess down into this slot that you can see I'm just touching right now. On the real ship, of course. Okay, let's stop flapping our gums here and talk is cheap. Let's get some action going on here. Okay, if I have the submarine like this, I have to sort of reach up and over to get in here where this decal is supposed to go. Whereas if I have the submarine turned around 180 degrees, maybe I'll have to, I don't have to reach over so much. And not only that, from a videoing standpoint, it'll be at a much better angle. Otherwise I have to have the camera over here looking this way. And I'm just not used to that. Not that I can't do it. Okay, let's just get ourselves turned around here now. Okay, being very careful where I grab it and trying to watch both ends at the same time. Okay, success. Okay, the idea now is I should be able to, let's see here, rock it just a little bit more this way. Like that. Okay. Now we can work a little better with our decal right here. It's more right under my nose. Okay, I'm going to get the camera in over here. I don't know if we're going to need the macro lens or not. Okay, being very, very careful now. All movements have to be done very slowly and planned out. We are so close to the end, we don't want a disaster. Okay. Now, are we going to be able to slip this guy in underneath that railing or not? Or are we going to have to break this center one loose here? It almost wants to go like this. This is basically how it's supposed to go, I believe. It almost fits. Maybe I have to trim it just a little bit more there with the scissors, because that's basically where it goes. I believe his head is supposed to come just about, you know, with where this change in contour happens. Yeah, and am I going to end up making a mess of this? Because if you notice I guess you probably can't see it there. Pretty hard to get the light just right. Maybe I had the macro lens on. You could see it. The tail and everything is separate. Like when this decal slides off of the paper, the tail is not connected to this part here. It's a separate. Oh my! This is something that I think is going to be beyond my expertise here. Well, I guess. And then another thing, am I going to end up with a big stain right here? Because this has been sprayed flat. Can't remember which one it was, but so we can end up with more of decisions. Okay, another problem. this surface that I'm touching right now is curved, obviously. But what's worse is it's at almost a 45-degree angle. And when I try to get the water, you know, on the surface here so that I can slide it around, it's going to have a tendency to want to run right around onto the other side. I don't know what to do here. Okay, we are going to compromise. Seems to me I was saying that I'm not going to be using the nameplate, so I may as well just use it for doing paint swatches. But you know what? The other side is still okay. How would it be if I do use the nameplate? And we take one of our guys and put him over here on this end, and is it going to fit? This is the first time I'm trying this, so it may be that it's not going to fit. Can it be made to fit? Yes, it can. It'll just fit nicely if it goes down in the corner like this. Yeah, I think they'll just make it. Okay, so that's the plan. We are going to use the decals, but unfortunately they're not going to be up here where they're supposed to go. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just beyond my expertise. Okay, I think I have just enough masking tape to go from the bow to almost to the stern. It doesn't have to go all the way to the stern. Now right now I've got everything adjusted. You might say our model is got itself set up so that it can mug for the camera, but it's not at a really good angle for me to get our masking tape on here in a straight line. Now, Mark, I think this is what you had in mind. We just sort of mask off this top area and hopefully get it straight. Like this. And then we're just going to paint the top here all the way along the number 77 so it'll match the deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm getting it more or less. I might have to take it off right here. It might be a little bit too low right there. Now, Maureen, if you're listening, you give Mark extra dessert at lunchtime, because he had a good idea there. I think maybe I'm going just a little bit too low. Okay, I'm going to reposition myself here so that I can do a better job. But you get the idea. Now you'll notice that there's a row of rivets all the way along here. Pretty much the full length of the area that I have to, the gunnel that I have to mask off. And I want to be careful that I don't have my masking tape up over top of the rivets. Now they kind of take a bit of a jog right here, because if they do, the rivet's going to hold the masking tape up and the paint is going to run down and bleed onto the clear plastic here. Another thing I think I'm going to have to want to do is when I brush, maybe I'll just come at it from this angle and go up this way instead of going along like right here. Now here's a place where you can see that for whatever reason the masking tape doesn't seem to want to get right down onto the plastic. Maybe there's another rivet there. So I may have a bit of a problem, but if I don't put the paint on too thick, you know, and do it like this, I think that might work. Yeah, just take my time. Okay, I'm going to continue on here and get the rest of this taped up here. thaw out your poor little frozen paws. Yeah. Good morning, Max.
Good morning. Nice sunny day.
It's not too bad. It's cold though. At least it was first thing this morning.
Oh, yeah. Minus 37 for wind chill.
Okay, hang on here, Missy. Hang on.
Just a minute, Miss. I got you all wrapped up.
Oh, you're all tangled up, are you?
Up here. There we go.
Yeah. All right. Now, sit down. Sit down. Atta girl. Yes, that's the way. That way I'm not getting your tail flapped in my face here.
How are you?
I'm okay. I thought I was going to have another one of those mornings where I wasn't going to, where I was going to wake up early and not be able to get back to sleep. I woke up at 3 o'clock, went to the little model maker's room, and when I laid back down, I thought, oh no, not again. Next thing I knew, it was just after 7 or something like that. Yeah.
Nice. Good sleep.
I had a good sleep last night.
I had a good sleep, but I still feel lazy.
I noticed
The weather is not too tempting.
I noticed Missy had a little chat with her friend out there.
Yeah, she's just pulling so hard she chokes herself on her collar. Maybe I should have just let them breed one another, because they never fight. Well, Modi's a pit bull, but I think Modi is a lover, not a fighter.
Lover, not a fighter.
I think Vlad would like him to be a lot tougher than he is. And you could afford to be a lot less tough than you are. You have a big dog bark, but you're not actually a big dog. Yes, I am. I am a big dog.
Okay, thank you for coming, Missy. Thank you for coming. We'll see you later.
Well, Missy, house, Mommy.
Okay.
Two bone. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
See you later, Missy. Well, it looks like it's warm out there, but it's not. Always complaining about the cold. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, being very careful with my reach here. Now, when I saw Max going out with Missy, I was just in the process of mixing up the paint here and getting ready to try and apply this. So let's recompose and see what we can do here. Okay, now my plan is to not video the entire length of this masking tape, but what we're trying to do is get rid of places like this, and there's places like that pretty well the full length, although mind you, this area here is the worst. And up here that you can't probably see, there's another one. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is sort of almost dry brush it so that it doesn't get underneath the masking tape, if that's possible. Okay, here we go. Now, remember I said I was going to sort of be brushing away. Yeah, I think that this is probably going to work out okay. I'm going to take my time at this, and I enjoy brushing, so now, got a little bit thick there on me. Yeah, I think this is going to cover pretty good. And then I'll go along and I'll look at the top later. Maybe with a smaller brush. Although, maybe if I got my angles a little bit different, it would work out better for me here. Yeah, I think this is going to work pretty good. When I peel the masking tape off, it should be basically a straight line. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, I was noticing that it was pretty blotchy around the bow here. So I masked it off, and I think I masked off enough. Maybe I should have run the masking tape a little bit more back, but I didn't. And I'm scared to look. So I'll grab that with a tweezer. Just bear with me. Oh, got a little bit here, don't we? Well, maybe I can take a mini Q-tip and fix that. Oh, we're gonna do here. It's coming pretty good there. Oh, got a spot here, got a little bit there, but it's definitely better than it was, that's for sure. Oh yeah, it's way better than it was. Thanks for the suggestion, Mark. Okay, I'm gonna call it quits here for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.